Hello, everybody. Judd Paul's watching.
Paul's with us.
Judd Paul's with us.
Paul's in there.
And make sure you turn your video down there, brother.
My gosh.
Phone down, your phone down, your phone down. Hey, we're going to get this kicked off here in about 3 minutes. Looks like we got right now 17 people. We apologize for all the delay here. Hello, everybody. Claudia, Angela, Judd. Hey, guys, he says. Can you see that, Tim?
I can't see him yet. Hang on.
You can't see it on your phone?
Well, I'm going there right now. So
Touch on.
You'll tell me who's here. I'll catch up to you.
Linda, Colin, Wendy, Ann Evans Jones, Claudia Brown.
Now I'm with you. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Judd. Christy. Hi, Christy.
First, Tim, what you got? You got Laker Monkey back there.
Spur Monkey, Laker Monkey.
More importantly.
Yeah.
Kendall. All right. We've got Christy Culver. Oh, my gosh. That's a blast from the past.
You know, huh? Kind of cool.
Deborah Stewart, Kendra Whitney.
No one could hide here.
Oh, my goodness. This is going to be awesome.
Hi, Annie.
Welcome to the first Chalk with Brad and Tim, by the way. We got about 2 minutes here, and we're going to get it kicked off.
Tina Bomer.
We just want to build. Oh, my goodness. How about that? Tim Kimura, 1, 2, go.
1, 2, go.
Hi, Tina. How far away are you from Tim right now?
She's in the bedroom. She didn't want to watch him. She didn't want to watch him.
Someone?
She's got the 3 dogs, so.
Dog sitting. It's good. It's good. Hey, we want to share right now, too, and we're going to share this a couple times. But Tim, tell them who our big guests are tomorrow.
The 2 professional horsemen of the year, man and woman, Carrie Graham and
Hill and Karen Graham.
Gonna love that. It's gonna be great tomorrow. I'm excited.
So make sure y'all come back. Same time, same channel.
7 o'clock.
We'll be that. Okay. Let's get this thing rolling here.
Make sure you have your glass of wine.
Grab you a glass of wine. Show you our nifty little video we got here. Stay tuned. I'm Brad Jewett.
I'm Tim Kimura. Love it. Good job.
How about that? How about that? Thank you, Kona Cam.
Go ahead, Kona. You rock.
Kona. Man, Kona. So, Tim, if you don't mind, I'll lead us off here. Just kind of welcoming everybody officially to our first ever Chalk Talk with Brad and Tim. This is kind of an open slate. Tim, we do have some questions that have been prepared, that have been asked us. Tim and I have been doing some interviews the last couple of days, and there's been some things that have come up from kind of all over and things that we've been asked a lot of. So we're going to kind of have some of this kind of planned out. But and we're keeping it less than an hour, so just so everybody kind of knows, because I know we all, when we get going, we can talk. So we're going to go through some of these questions, and if there's time at the end or somewhere in between, if we see somebody has a question, we certainly want to be able to open that up to where we can make this a little bit of an open forum from time to time. But if you weren't here earlier, we want you to know that tomorrow's guests are going to be Leonard Berryhill and Karen Graham, professional horseman and woman of the year. They'll be joining us here. We'll have them connected so that everybody can see them. And of course, Tim and I'll have some questions, but we'll again open up some questions for you. I apologize. I'm using my wife's Zoom right now, so you see Monica Brandt in the corner. But so apologize about that. But Tim, share a little bit about what you envisioned this whole Chalk Talk to be.
Well, a couple things here. One, I'd love to answer some questions that people are asking us. 2, we're going to probably have like a tip of the day every day and have just something that will give something for everyone to do. 3, just kind of interacting. Everyone has dinner, they're done, they're having a glass of wine, we just need something to watch. We're a little bit of entertainment too. So entertainment, something real, something fun.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Let's get it kicked off. let's get it kicked off with one of your questions. Let's get the ball rolling here. And do you have who the question's from?
Yeah.
Okay, shoot away.
So these are two questions that I have here, okay? One's from Robin Cathy from Washington, and then one's from Yvette from Ohio. Basically, they're saying, one, what are the basic trail maneuvers to teach your horse when starting to learn trail? And two, from Yvette, I have a very green horse, planning on starting him in trail. I'm planning to make sure he understands side pass in both directions, forehand and rear hand spins, and a super soft back first. So basically the question is like, for you, because you're the trainer, like, what do you think you introduce your horses to when you first start out?
On the trail, she's asking. Like when I'm first introducing a horse to trail, right? That's a question.
Yeah.
Okay. A pole. I'm just kidding. Of course, you know, for me, it happens whether they're just learning or in the end a lot. I use it when I'm warming up at the World Show. It's just finding a single pole. But, you know, the first thing you have to do is you have to establish cadence with your horse. You know, you have to understand, the horse has to understand from you where the cadence is going to come from. That's a great cadence there, Timmy. You have to understand where that cadence is coming from. You have to be a little bit of the driver of that cadence. And if that horse isn't wanting to follow you to a pole, or not to a pole, but just in general in the arena, following your cadence, when that horse finally faces up to a pole, what do you think that horse is going to do? It's going to try to go around it, not over it, right? So we have to make sure that we build trust in that horse. Then when we're driving, not driving like physically hard, but when we're steering the horse going to the pole, that horse will want to find us and trust us when they want to back off that pole, that we encourage them to say, no, keep going. All's good. You're going to get from one side to the other. That's the first thing, is I want to make sure that horse, from the very first time they cross a pole, that they're trusting.
So anyways, no. So maybe for me now, from my side of you, okay, like maybe we can put up the little picture once real quick for a second.
Sure.
Coach,
Yeah.
1, 2, go. So I gave the boys a picture here. It pops up. Yeah. So this is like some of the stuff that I use, okay? You know, in the middle of the pattern there, you're seeing how Bradford's talking about the one pole theory, okay? You know, walk, trot, lope, one pole, you could circle in and stuff like that.
I set this up at home all the time. What you got right here is perfect.
Yeah, like grids, right? And then if your horse is a little bit more advanced, I like the one that's in the middle with the rim, where everything's at 6 foot, 2 foot corners on this side, 6 foot corners on that side, but just lope, trot, lope, trot it up. Me, I'm trail trotting a lot, because most of the horses don't have a very good trot to start with. And so I like just trotting them, doing a little steering, not worrying about the lope quite yet, you know?
Yep. Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, again, you're all just building confidence for your horse right now, just getting to the pole, right?
Right.
And there's no need to rush it to the lope right away.
And then a little lower, to the lower part of this map here, like you'll see the fan. So I got to teach my horse to do a bending trot. Okay, you can just circle it if you want. You can do the figure 8 S turn if you want, or even on the bottom. If you can show the bottom piece too, Bradford, that's just the grid where it's just 3 poles, 18 foot, 3 poles, 18 foot, 3 poles, 18 foot. That's just like a football player going up and down, trail trot, trail trot, trail trot. Just learning to teach them where to put their feet, but then give them a little rest, and then learn to do your feet again, and then like a little rest.
Right.
The walkovers over here, you know, like I like to put 3 poles and a little gap, then 3 poles and then a little gap, you know, something in a 2 foot increment.
Yep.
And then if you go back to the very top of this part, there's a kind of variations of some spokes up there, okay? And if I'm doing the spokes, I like to start with like 2 of them at a time, like 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, then 3 o'clock, and then skip out and just do 2 or 3 at a time, maybe trot, then lope, and then eventually get them all. Yeah. So it's like a grid. That's the basics for those people teaching green horses. And you don't need a lot of poles. There's only probably 14, 15 poles there. Build a couple pieces at a time. Yeah. So green horses, that's what I think.
Yeah, this is exactly, you know, starting right here in the middle of this whole grid or this whole page right here, where you have 3 poles just sit in the middle of the arena. This is where I build to maybe the second day. You know, I just throw a pole out there. The first day I have a 3-year-old that is done with this 2-year-old pleasure year, and now it's time to see if it likes the trail or not. And so I throw those 3 poles out there, and you're already practicing your pinwheel, your serpent, or not your serpentine, your pinwheel, or your spoke. I know that. I knew you had a term you like better than I did. And then of course you can start your serpentine as well on all these, because you can see those 3 poles right down the middle. You can slice one way, slice another way, and if they lose their confidence on it, you turn around and go straight. Very, very easy, very simple way to start. And then I love the poles around this obstacle where you have 6 foot, 6 foot, and then you start kind of a spoke, and then you trot, just teaching the horse to trot, lope, trot. How much does Tim love that maneuver, right? I mean, he loves the lope, trot, lope, or the trot, lope, trot. And then I want to add one more thing down here at the bottom. And if we need to come back to this, Tim, just let me know. We'll pull it back up. But where you have the trots down at the bottom, going to a little bit more advanced, and not too advanced, but to a point where I'm like, the 3 foot, 3 foot, and then a big 18-foot gap, 3 foot, 3 foot, 18. So with this, what you've got set up is to build confidence, right? Because you're teaching your horse to do a 3 foot stride, 3 foot stride, right?
Using both legs,
using both legs. And then what do you have? You've got 1, 2, an even amount of strides. So what I'll sometimes do after I know that this horse has a confident 3 foot stride, to find out, are they just as confident going with their left foot as they are their right foot, is I'll shorten that to 9 foot, right?
Yeah, right.
When they start with their left, they have to go left, right, left, over, and then right, left, and then start with their opposite foot on the next section, right? So that's just kind of something that I like to do with my group of horses. After they get to a certain point, I like to challenge them and then test and see where I go from there.
Right. No, I agree. Like I said, and 2, Dean's question from Canada says, given we might not have tons of poles, what kind of obstacles can we make to improvise at home? Well, all those grids right there wasn't that many poles to use. You've got to have at least 12 or 16, you ought to. Yep. Right. Yep. And in that map, okay, you could use shorter poles. The only ones you'd have to worry about are the spokes. Maybe bring that up one more time, and I'll talk about one thing real quick. Okay. Regardless if you have an 8-foot pole, a 10-foot pole, a 12-foot pole, or 3-meter pole, as long as from the cone to the outer edge of the pole is 14 feet, go to the upper one, folks. As long as you go from the cone to the outside of the pole is at least 14 feet, that's a 3-stride corner. Because 2 plus 8 plus the extra 4 feet you're missing is 14 feet. So I always measure from the cone to the outside pole 14 feet. And even though you have a shorter pole, you could still make that work.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, you don't have to have 12-foot poles. I love 12-foot poles, okay? I live with 12-foot poles. But some people have 3-meter poles, and some people have 10-foot poles and 8-foot poles, so you can adjust it with that.
Yeah, I've done it before at horse shows, when they maybe the horse show, it wasn't a large horse show, and they didn't realize that when they measured it, they used 10-foot poles,
right?
And so it's just a mathematic problem, right? So you just add that empty space between the cone and the pole, not obviously on the outside of the pole, right? That's what you were saying, right?
For sure. It's funny because Carson's on and Lee's on now. It's like, I'm like, Robert, like, look how I love this, right? All
That's
our
awesome.
Friends out there.
We could
Carson, you taking notes? Yeah.
We could turn it all over to them and let them just lead this deal.
Right. Carson, just don't flick your tape, Carson. Okay. And look, Whitney's in. Whitney's in too. Okay. I have another question. Okay. This is a good question. This is from my friend Robin in Team Canada. Okay, this is a different avenue. What is a judge's perspective on riding aggressively through a pattern versus riding it smoothly but less aggressive? I see a trend with more people attacking the course and wonder where we are heading. So as a
You're talking about trail course, or is she talking about
trail? No, I think it's trail. I think she's saying that sometimes there's a little bit more animation on how they maneuver through a pattern, you know, and is that better or worse? You know, my point of view real quick is you can be assertive or authoritative as long as you're smooth doing it. But if you're radical in doing it, it doesn't make sense to me. It means you're the judge. I'm going to give it to you.
I want you to repeat the question again, because I want to make sure that I understand it right.
So from a judge's perspective, okay, what is a judge's perspective on riding aggressively through a pattern versus riding through it smoothly but less aggressive? I see a trend with more people attacking the course and wondering where we are headed.
Okay. So as a judge,
yeah, for sure,
it honestly, it has to work.
Yeah.
If you come with the smoother, softer approach,
yeah,
it's got to work. If you come with the aggressive approach, it's got to work. So in other words, to me, the more aggressive approach is the one that kind of knows a little bit more where they're at when they're on that course. In other words, they're trotting along and they're like, okay, I got my horse. My horse feels me. I see my spot. I'm going to press this trot up a little bit. Or I see the spot at the lope. I'm going to ride up to that spot a little bit. That's what I'm taking that she's meaning by being aggressive, rather than that one, which I would, if that's what she's meaning, I would much rather have that one that steps forward to that pole when they see their spot, rather than the one that is a little passive, just saying, I'm not sure, I'm just going to let my horse figure it out, and I'm just going to sit here and let my horse take me through it. Personally, because I'm all about the horsemanship side of it, being a rider, right?
Well, I think love we talk about course management, right? If that person is assertive as managing their course, if they take a tighter line, but they can use that line and still look pretty doing it, I'm in.
But it's got to look like it's planned.
Right. I agree. I agree.
A tighter line, because that horse is driving.
I agree.
Like the horse could technically look kind of good, but it's not gonna like work out for me.
One more avenue of this question, okay, and I believe this is what people ask me all the time in the field, is the animation part of it. It's over cueing, I'm going to call it, right? And
nobody does that.
I know. I'm just saying though, that over cueing, you know, if the obstacle's tough, big, high, and stuff like that, and they're animated when they go over that pole all day long. If they're crisp, I know, chauffeur dough. Got mine too. Where's mine? You know, I get a little, maybe not offended, but I'm a little concerned sometimes when they shake and bake over the walkovers and trotovers sometimes, and that they're moving their body quite a bit as they go over the trots, like shaking back and forth a little bit, versus a person that can just sit through it and looks a little smoother. I don't know if that's rewarding on my side.
It is. To me, the animation is different. Now, again, that's why I'm asking on her question when she's phrasing it. Does she mean somebody that's animated, or they're saying aggressive, saying, I see my spot, I'm riding to it? Because those are totally two different things in my opinion.
I agree.
Because we all, whether you ride reiners or whatever, I see it all the time. You know, somebody runs down and stops, and when they're backing up, you see these kids' feet just doing this, right? And I'm like, okay, why do you do that?
Right.
But they're effective. The trainers are effective when they do that, right? So we, as young riders, not we, because I'm not young, but young riders see other trainers do certain things and they copy them. But if you don't understand the method behind it, then it's just all a bunch of white noise to me. And as a judge, if you think you're getting brownie points, it doesn't. And I've actually seen all of that backfire way more than it's worked, if you want my honest opinion. I love the one that's like, my horse is broke. I'm going to stay out of its way when I'm walking over these poles and let it walk.
I agree. I agree.
That's my preference anyway.
And I don't want to go too deep in that question because it's a little bit of preference. It depends on the pattern. It depends on the obstacle.
Yeah, my preference.
Right? For sure. So, little sidebar here, okay?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
I got a name for the program, the round table.
Oh. What?
The round table. Because I can visualize us talking to other people, like there are 4 of us, and we're on this table just like they do in the other programs, right? I'm thinking that.
With it. We are not stuck on Chalk Talk, everybody. Right. Just know.
And we're taking suggestions, right?
Yes. We are taking suggestions. And we are going to have, and again, middle of the show right here, I want everybody to know tomorrow we are going to have the 2019 Professional Horseman and Professional Horsewoman of the Year as our guests tomorrow. They will be here Zoom. You will see them. We're going to talk to them. We're going to ask them questions, and time provided, we are going to allow you to ask questions to them as well. And
I think, with this program we're doing, it's just not trail.
No, absolutely not.
I have a girlfriend that's horsemanship, showmanship, heck, right?
With the stuff that has been brought, the questions, that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
They're great questions. And come on, let's be honest, people. The man that you're sitting here talking to is the spearhead, he's the man of trail, psychopath of trail, whatever you want to call it. Is that what you just said?
The encyclopedia.
Oh, encyclopedia. I was like, psycho, what? I think we can call you psycho, but encyclopedia of trail, no doubt. Yeah, I know everybody here, everybody is not even here. Everybody appreciates what this man does, and I'm sure we'll see it when we look at the comments and everything later. There's a reason that trail is the largest class at the horse show, and everybody that's on right now is looking at the reason for that. And it's not me, it's Tim Kimura. So this is why we're going to use this. We're going to be talking a lot about trail because there's a lot of people that are tuning in because they want to hear it. And there's so many different philosophies. There is in other events as well, but oh my gosh, there's
how about this?
More trail obsession than anything else in our industry, I believe.
I'm peeking down at the people who are in this room right now with us, right, or on Facebook Live. It's so funny that so many of our friends are out there. And when do we get to have time to do this, right?
Yeah.
We have time to talk like this, and ask questions.
Hopefully all of y'all can see who's on here, but it's amazing. I mean, it's an encyclopedia of horse trainers, and there's so much wisdom here. And so we appreciate everybody really kind of giving us some time, right?
We're trying to keep it positive, and so have fun, right? And have fun a little bit too. We're all sitting at home, trying to do things. Yeah. Okay.
There was something else I was going to add, and I totally lost my train of thought on that. But maybe I'll come back to it.
How about this one? I'll tell you this one. It's just not for our horse show community, right? It's for people. Like, I love to touch the people who don't go to our horse shows, right? Those are the ones we love to hear from, right? You don't have to be famous. Ask us the question. I think we love helping people. That's being a coach, being a trainer. We like to give tips to help people. Tip of the day, right? Just trying to help people learn. Here it is. We're stopped. We can't do much at the moment, right? I can draw patterns all day long, but I love this. I mean, it's easier for me to talk to someone like you, like this. We're head on versus just talking to a screen by yourself into the emptiness of the industry. We get the feedback. Tomorrow's gonna be so fun, right? With Kerry and Leonard, right? We've been texting them all night tonight, so we're all excited about talking to those two tomorrow. So, and I think this is gonna be a fun deal. So, back to you.
Well, I want to kind of revisit the whole trail. I don't even know the word for it sometimes, but it's been, if trail were a stock and you bought early, you'd be wealthy because it's done nothing but grow. And so there's a lot of people on here that probably, do you have any insight as to why you think that this event has grown steady? It's not like overnight it just went woo through the roof, right? why, what is it, if you can pinpoint it on one little thing, why do you think it is?
The judge's card, the score sheet.
Score sheet? That's good.
Watch, if I followed the lead, okay, from the Rainers, okay, in the cutting, who actually had the score sheet first, and we followed in their line of travel, meaning you get a grade, you get a sheet and tells you how you did, you always come back. You're getting graded. That's why it's hard for the pleasure horses, I think, because it's always lined up, right? Where here, you know where you did right, you know where you did wrong. They like this, they don't like this. You hit this, you did this, right? So that's why all the other pattern events have score sheets now.
True.
Okay, and that's why they're getting bigger too, because you're getting graded. You're taking the test, you're getting graded, and you get to see the result. Think how many binders of score sheets we have nowadays in those horse show offices, and I get and hear you, those guys are in there watching those, reading those. Everyone wants to know why. So I think that was part of the explosion. My part of it, yes. I definitely made trail great again, whatever, but the patterns are good, right? The patterns are fast, okay? People like them because they have a chance. The good ones can mess up just as well as the bad ones, okay? And that makes it, you know.
That to me is one of the biggest reasons as well. I agree with the score sheet piece. And now with the other classes, we're starting to get in the same line where it's you can kind of understand where that judge would, in their head, going through a horsemanship pattern or a showmanship pattern, whereas before it was a little bit difficult. I agree with that, with your line of thinking that the score sheets are there. But I think that just like in cutting, the cow is the equalizer, the pole is kind of the equalizer for us. What we do. You know, not that the pole moves a bunch. I mean, it doesn't move at all, but the elevation of it, the timing of your rhythm going up to, which goes all the way back to our first conversations about starting a green horse or something like, get that horse to trust you that you're going to get him to the right spot. The more you do that, the better, as they get to be an older horse, the better they are at making everything look seamless. And whether it's a close pole, big spot, whatever it is, it covers it up and makes it look pretty, but it takes that equalizer out of it in a sense.
So here's another one, like Western riding, okay? Starts with pattern 1, goes to pattern 2, becomes pattern.
Leslie Lang on here. Leslie Lang just joined in here. What in the world? We better watch what we say. Just kidding.
I love that. So, another horseman word. So, when the patterns change, okay, the flavor changes. When my patterns change every week, the flavor changes. That's why it's fun to go take the test again. If you did West Rhine pattern 2 over and over and over and over and over and over again, it's the fastest pattern. You do it every week. You do it 3 times. It's over. Okay. But trail, the cards shuffle. The things move around, right? You have to practice, right? You have to practice pattern every time, right? That's why, like, all the parent classes get big like that.
Did there used to be a rule where you couldn't practice exactly the same course as what you're going to show the next day? Didn't there used to be a rule? Because I thought I remembered you like taking a pole out or something like that. I'm like, why isn't that pole in there? Like, because you have to practice a little bit different than what.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that spirit of the rule thing, you know. And
the reason I'll tell you why I say that. Go ahead and finish your thought.
That's why I love show for dough.
Show for dough. That's right. You don't get to practice.
You don't get to practice, right? They love it. They love show for dough. We don't get to practice. You got to go for it. You get 4 or 5 poles to warm up, and you got to go for it. That's the old days, man. That's what's so cool about that event, right? I put a big pattern out there.
We give them a demo. We give them a demo ride, somebody to watch how the course is ridden.
And I don't mind them walking around there either. Like when they go view everything all day long. It's just I don't want them to warm up for 10 hours all night long and then, right? It's crazy. Crazy stuff.
It's awesome. It's fun. So going back to that point of you taking a pole out or whatever was, I believe that you usually set the pattern up in practice much harder than it is when you show.
I think I'm allowed to.
Usually the course is not exactly the same from practice as it is to show. And do you have any insight as to why you do this? Is it for just for the path, for or what?
Practice. The practice. I shouldn't move up. Sorry, Dean. I'm gonna sit here in my chair and not. All right. It's the practice. When you have, I know I'm doing that because I'm getting excited, right? I got to hold on to these ropes so I don't get there. It's when you're practicing and you got 10 horses, 20 horses out there, it's a different space than when you have one ride and you can crisscross your pattern and you're not going to hit anybody.
Right.
So I open it up. So then you're not the dumb trainers, but the trainers on foot or on other horses, when they're in the way and I need to move them out of the way, there's a little extra space out there. Height-wise,
give us extra space when we show more than like.
Well, those are the times where I watch you guys ride it and I evaluate where I want this to go.
Okay.
You know, as a good course designer, you'll watch how it rides, right? And then where your judges are at, if you're gonna put the tractor in there or not, that's another one for the world shows. Yeah. Can my tractor, if I got senior horses, 150 or something, I got 3 drags going through there, I need some gaps. I need some gaps to get that tractor in because I don't trust my guys resetting the poles.
Right.
Sorry about that, ring crew. But that's a lot of responsibility, okay? When I start picking a pole up and make sure it goes back right down the same place, okay? So that's why, like at the World Show, you'll see more space sometimes out there like that. How are we doing on time?
We're doing good. I'm just looking to see, Leslie said hello. Leslie said hello, by the way, Timmy.
Hi, Bear.
Many did, actually. I'm sorry if I've missed you. But so we have a question, and it probably pertains to everything, and it's, you know, from maybe your standpoint as a course designer and my standpoint is for coming from the horse trainer perspective. But Christy Culver asks, what are your thoughts on posting of patterns weeks before competition? I've had this question before, but I'll let you take a swing at it first.
Let them practice for weeks and weeks and weeks and then come see me and take the test. Are you kidding me?
You think it's a detriment?
I hate that. It's the hate of the hate. Okay. The only thing it does is save them paper. Okay. And less warm-up time.
Yeah.
So my job is to make a test. Okay. Here's my pattern. Here's my test pattern that I want you to take the test. Okay. Go warm up a little bit and go show. I don't want you practicing that pattern for a week and then come see me. I know. Here's mine. But that's what drives me up the wall. They want to post it a month in ahead of time, which I get it. I submit to that, right? But on my side of the board, it seems like super hard because they already know how to do it before they get there. There's no challenge in it. Show for dough. Again, I'll go back to your event, right? Like sometimes we don't post that pattern until the day before, and we don't let them practice. Right. You know, that's when the playing field's level again, where I can do my thing, okay, as a course designer, and have a fighting chance that they can make a mistake. No one wants to make a mistake, and I get that part. You know, you guys got business to run. But on my side of the board, it's like, wow, you guys, you know, if you practice this at home for a week, you shouldn't. The donut, the sack of cans. Maybe you should practice that at home, right? The side pass all day long.
And Christy responded, she thinks it's cheating. But it really, you know, I don't see a ton of really benefit to anybody. Here's my biggest plus for it is when you go to Congress, when you go to any horse show that maybe doesn't have a lot of arenas to practice in, you don't have to stay up all night.
I'll give you that one.
You can practice those at home more, okay? And you can get your riding in during the day. And then when it comes to showing, you're ready.
Is there advantage? Is there advantage for the people that have 100 poles?
The show for dough is going to be a big A again this year. I just wanted to clarify that. Show for dough at Big A. And thank you all very much for all the kudos on Show for Dough in here. So thank you very much.
And not just because it's your event, but it's the one event that the game is fair for me, right? Yeah. No practice, no showing the pattern for a week. Yeah. You know, I can give you the goods. I can get a great winner out of that thing. Okay, you know, just because it's fun. It's fun for everyone. The trainers don't want to practice all night. They don't want to practice all night. They don't want school tonight, right? When I don't put that pattern in the arena, okay, they love me. We all go to bed. It went in the back.
Amen.
You know, but the moment I put that baby inside the arena, we all, not us, but you guys all have to stay up all night, because once that pattern is inside the main arena that you show in, everyone wants to go in like ants.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everyone's tired. We have to wait. It gets caved in. Everyone jacks the wood up. Not nice. Not nice. You know. That's why I always like it outside somewhere else. That's how we definitely go. Works good.
Nothing. And if any of you all are watching and you do this, please take into account, we all want to be there together, warming up.
Yeah.
And you're jacking the poles way up, and you're in a level 1 is practicing with a level 3. Please don't leave them jacked up for 1, but maybe, just maybe, you don't have to jack every single pole up that's in the obstacle. I'm just saying, as a courtesy, it's not intimidating to me, but I could see how it could be intimidating to. I have no problem. Somebody jacks them up, I just go take them down and lay them down, and they can pick them back up if they want to pick up, because I just don't see necessary.
Or if they have a little block boy or block girl, right, that carries 2 blocks around, right, and jacks them up, ramps them up, and then takes their blocks and goes on. Just kind of make sure the pole goes back where it belongs too, right? Just don't flip the pole and leave, right?
And I see it all the time. It's sometimes kind of funny, because I'll come into a trail warm up at, I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night sometimes, and everything's way jacked up, and you're like, oh, I guess we know who's been out here. Right. You know, all your senior trail horses have been out there. But yeah, I just say, just be really cognizant of everybody else that's around there, you know, that is going to be getting warmed up, because probably the level 1s need to warm up way more than whoever you're jacking them up 2 foot for.
I'll tell you, the ones that kind of get me excited is the junior horses, because guess what? Let me tell you the story. The senior, amateur, youth side's on one side. The green junior is on, novice is on this side. And those junior horses, they ramp it up. And I got green horses and novice horses over there, you know, trying to survive. And then we got everything put on top of another pole. We got block on top of a pole, ramped up on my flower boxes, bending flower boxes.
On a pole, yes. Right. Jonathan, we said no negativity on this site, man. Don't be just.
You're right. I apologize. I was just getting excited for the equipment, the sake of the equipment, right? Yeah. Sometimes.
Courtesy to other exhibitors.
We love the courtesy. Everyone that's Facebooking right now is saying courtesy to the exhibitors. We would like, you know, to be safe, and we like to show courtesy to the other people. Some people are too intimidated to go, right? But, you know.
Do you want to build our, it kind of comes down to, you want our industry to grow? Do you want our industry to grow, or do you not?
Yeah, right. Exactly. I want those novices to have a good experience, right? And you know what's bigger now is that walk trot, right? Yep. Those walk trotters are practicing with us too. So give them a little break. You know, they have a class too that they need to warm up for. You got to like cut them some slack too. Sometimes the small fries out there, guess what? That's the future. That's the seeds that we need.
It's growing. It's growing.
Yeah. So if we don't have those small fries, those walk trotters, we're going to like, it's all going to disappear. So don't be, you know.
Carson said something really good. Dangers of the pole through the fence, Tim.
OMG. Positive. Positive, right? Thinking positive. So we don't have any rules in play, but we have suggestions, right? We have suggestions that we don't elevate a pole higher than 12 inches on its highest side. So professional horsemen are working on that right now. And it's not a rule. It's you know, we're going to talk about square poles. Square poles don't elevate them on both sides. Okay. Right. But, you know, a pole can be 12 inches high on its highest side. The fence thing, not nice. We just don't like that because we think
12 inches on the highest side.
Right. On the highest side, not the side that they go over, the highest side. So they think by putting on top of a cone, sometimes it's legit because they're not jumping over the cone. I'm going to say, no, they're not the rule, but the spirit is don't let a pole get higher than 12 inches.
Yeah.
Be safe. Be right. Be safe.
Because we've had a large audience in and out through the night. I want to make sure everybody knows tomorrow we have 2019 Professional Horseman and Professional Horsewoman of the Year, Leonard Berryhill and Karen Stone. They're going to be our guests tomorrow. We will have more questions.
Yeah.
We'll allow y'all to ask some questions as well, but we get to hear from them. But I just want to make sure, we wanted to make sure we told everybody throughout this whole deal tonight, every 10 minutes or so, we wanted to make sure everybody knows, please tune back in.
Okay, I think we're doing pretty good, huh?
We're doing good. Time-wise, doing good. Yeah, doing really good. If anybody else has any more questions, please share it. And again, I appreciate all the positive comments that have been on here. There's not been, there's been playfully razzing on here, which we love as well. And we want to have multiple guests on here from multiple different disciplines. We're not always going to be talking about the trail for sure. It's going to be about whatever events that we want to talk about, and we will pipe in, chime in, whatever we want. Of course, so I love all the show for no comments. Bring them on. We love them. But how about, is everybody doing well through all this whole Corona COVID-19 deal? I think personally, no, I'm not even going to get there. We took today, we've been working every day up until yesterday. I took some time today to kind of get prepared for this. So we took a day off at the barn today, but what is kind of everybody doing? Do you think it's business as usual at your house, or do you think it's kind of, you're doing your part, you're overdoing your part about wanting to stay home?
Yeah, I mean, I still have a honey-do list, right? My girlfriend goes to work. She leaves me that honey-do list. I try and knock a couple of them off every day.
Yeah, for sure.
It seems weird that we're changing our habits where we go. Like I love to go shopping for food and stuff like that. So now, like, I get freaked out a little bit. Like I gotta be careful, or like go at the right time, or knowing that the shelves are empty for a while. So kind of different. I still draw patterns. I just can't find a horse show that can use my patterns. So that's interesting.
Ina said it's a great list.
Say again.
Ina said it's a great list.
Yeah. I like the nice. Is that what she said? Oh my God.
Carson Griggs is starting a garden at home. How about that?
Good job, Carson. I just like that we get to be together, right? This is our horse show online, right? Besides virtual horse showing, right? That we're all together. We see each other every other week, and then just get on something like this and just say hi to everyone, make sure everyone's okay. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Being broke, that comes from a horse trainer. That's what's happening right now. We've embraced it where I'm at, the kids are out of school, all that. The kids come in, they do online schooling, and then we get rolling, and we've had a blast. We've started new different techniques. I've set up patterns that incorporate ranch riding, horsemanship, trail, and a little pleasure. It's a 2 to 3 minute pattern. We just kind of, that's fun. And my walk trotters that are learning to lope, we have everybody do it. We kind of have keep a score game where basically I go through and I ask everybody to move a body part. And if that body part doesn't move, they don't get scores. If it moves and it moves with efficiency, then they get extra points, right? From +3 to -3. So, and then what happens is whoever wins that day gets to pick a game for the next day or whatever. But I'm embracing it. It's really allowing me to get my horses broke that aren't broke, but more importantly, get my people more broke. I don't think we spend enough time on the people, teaching them how to not push buttons, but actually teach them how to feel. Not to get all into my pet peeves at this late in our show here, but we can talk about this another time. But I love people that want to learn how to do more than just horse show, right? I like people that ask how, not just I want to do this and why can't I do this, but how do I do that? So I'm all about that.
Don't you have to be more creative though at this moment, right? What you're doing, like, right? Instead of just going through a cycle.
Well, the sign behind you, read that, success is a ladder, right?
Thanks, Maya Dawn. Yes, exactly. But I mean, that, you know, I tell people to set patterns up. Here it goes. Here's my little thing. Better practice that sack of cans. It's coming. You better practice the side pass. It's coming, right?
Honestly, I have not done that yet. I haven't practiced the sack of cans yet.
A sack of cans? Oh,
I
my.
haven't practiced it yet. I got to do it. I mean, I didn't even do it at the horse show because I didn't have.
Hey, you can't scratch, and here comes that sack of cans, Maybe that slicker, too. That slicker could be somewhere in hiding somewhere, too.
I kind of practice that just about every day.
Those cold Canadians.
I take my hoodie off and I throw it intentionally, like to make them.
I know. Like, I'm not thinking about the can so much because, like I told some people the other day, I said, start with just plastic bottles. I mean, make it plasticky and still full, okay? It's just them seeing that bag on hanging there, okay? And then if it's not so noisy, I don't need the noise so much. I don't need this noise of the cans. I just need you to pick up that sack, like you're going to take your trash from down the mountain. I kind of want, right? I'll tell you one thing. If you guys need help with that sack of cans, you know who your man is? Carson Griggs. He never lets me down with my sack of cans. Okay? Give me your props on that, Carson.
That's good stuff.
Right.
Carson is a man.
Yeah.
How about Carson's little deal? I don't mean to prop it up here, but he had a little online deal, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a little at-home course, some obstacle practicing. Yeah, great idea for him, right?
Outside the box.
Outside the box for him, right? Maybe he's hungry.
I want to say again for those of you, because it's about our 10-minute deal right here. Guess who we're having tomorrow as our guest? Tim, who is it?
The Leonard Berryhill and Kerry Graham.
You're rocking back and forth in your seat, dude. Careful.
Damn it. Sorry, Dean.
Tighten up that seatbelt. Professional Horsemen and Horsewomen of the Year 2019. They're going to be joining us tomorrow. Same time, 7 o'clock we're planning on. So please, I hope you join back in. Get right, think up some really good questions for them.
Yeah.
As Professional Horsemen and Women of the Year, they need to.
I want a little history, a little history, a little philosophy, right?
That's pretty smart, yeah.
Well, that's what we need to learn from those guys, right? Learn where they came from, learn how they came about, what things that they have to offer for other young trainers and stuff like that. That's what I'm thinking all day long.
One other thing I'd like to just say is we haven't talked about yet tonight is JewettEquine.tv. Tim and I have done over 18, I think, videos, probably over 25 hours of videos. www.JewettEquine.tv. I'm gonna type it in here.
Is Conan behind you?
No, he's not.
Where's he at?
I'm not sure where he is.
He's our guy. But you know what? This is a lot better to watch us than watch the news right now. We watch the same thing over and over.
For
and
sure.
Here we get a little input. You can ask questions on the Facebook Live. I love this. Super fun.
7 o'clock. Yes, correct, Lena. 7 o'clock tomorrow night.
Texas time.
But all the information, a lot of the information that Tim and I, there's way more information on our TV channel that we have. There's way more information about serpentines, back through, turning a box, pinwheels or spokes, as Tim likes to call them. You name it. When I was helping edit all that, I can't tell you how awesome it was to sit there and listen. Yes, play it, Timmy. Hit it again, Timmy.
Easy.
How many great things that we were able to bring out, because we had all different kinds of horses: green horses, horses that didn't like trail, clients that had never done trail, really good horses that that had a rider that didn't know. I mean, every single scenario just about that you could have. And there was just some really, really tasty stuff on there.
How about this, Bradford? Can we plug the Okotoks Agriculture Society and Dean Thompson and stuff like that we both did?
He was helping inspiring all of this right here. So Dean, thank you.
So we both did one.
Agriculture Society. And
Yeah.
I looked on their website a little bit, and it was pretty cool what they do.
Yeah, their Facebook
Like,
page.
it's grassroots kind of stuff, you know.
Right. That's
I love it.
We love
I
that
love
stuff.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, if we don't have any more questions, we're just about out of time. We're really close. I really want to thank everybody. This has been pretty awesome to see, and I know Tim will probably scroll back through here and see what everybody else has been able to say and comment and all that. But yeah, as Lena said, everybody's inside. There's Netflix to watch. There's news to watch. And so we just thank you guys for the time that you've given us to be able to share a little bit. And there is so much in this industry to talk to. And there's so many people on here I saw tonight that I want to be on here with us. So that's going to happen. So a lot of you be expecting a phone call because we want to hear your take on so many different things. So thank you, Tim. Do you have any closing words before we hit it to our little jingle here at the end?
I think we did a great job. This is so fun. It's so fun to see who was with us tonight, right? I got to practice not getting up and not moving back and forth though. Okay.
Yes.
No, we did a great job, Bradford. Great job.
Yes, sir. Good night.
I'm Brad Jewett.
I'm Tim Kimura.